Have you noticed that every time you go to the grocery store, the prices are never exactly the same? One week, a dozen eggs is $2.50, and then the next week, it's almost $4. Chicken is on sale one month, and then the next month, it's full price. But here's the thing, most of us don't stop grocery shopping because the prices went up. We don't stand in the cereal aisle and be like, I'm gonna wait until Rice Krispies are $1.67 again. We buy groceries because we need them. Some weeks we get more for our money, and then some weeks we get less for our money. And over time, it all averages out. Welcome back to CWM University, and today we're going to learn about dollar cost averaging. I am not a financial advisor, and this is just practical guidance. Viewer discretion is advised. Say that our budget is $50 every 2 weeks for gas. One week, gas is $2.89. So that gives us about 17 gallons. The next 2 weeks, gas is $3.49. That gives us about 14 gallons. And a month later, it's back to 305. And that's about 16 gallons. Do you spend a lot of your time trying to see when gas will be the cheapest and then wait until then? Probably not. You already have your budget and you're going to fill up regardless of how much gas costs. Sometimes your $50 buys more gallons, and then sometimes it buys fewer gallons. Regardless, you have that $50 budgeted for every 2 weeks to get gas, and you can't ride around with an empty tank. So the gas must be purchased. So why do people think that investing is so much different than budgeting that $50 for gas? Some of the biggest mistakes that new investors make is they say, I'll wait till the market crashes, or I'll wait till everything's not so high. But just like gas prices, you can't predict whether they're going to be high today or low tomorrow. You just know that you need gas. And since nobody legally knows when the market is going to go up or down, that's when we use this strategy called dollar cost averaging. So, what is dollar cost averaging? So, let me explain. Give me a second to explain. Dollar cost averaging is basically investing the same amount of money at the same amount of time on a regular schedule. Maybe it's $50 a week, maybe it's $100 a week, maybe it's $550 a week, depending on your budget. The amount doesn't matter. It's the consistency that matters. Instead of asking, is today a good day to invest? You simply invest on your schedule, whether that's every Tuesday of every month or every first Tuesday of every month, depending on how often you want to invest. Because when the prices are higher, it buys fewer shares. But when the prices are lower, it buys more shares. Let's look at it a little bit closer how this could work in your favor. Imagine you decide to buy $100 into an S&P 500 index fund every single month. January, the fund costs $50 per share. You invest 100, so how many shares do you get? Two. In February, the market drops, and the fund now costs $25 per share. So that $100 that I'm investing now buys me 4 shares. And then in March, the market recovers. And because the market recovers, the fund rises into $40 per share. You invest another 100. So that gives you about 2.5 shares. After 3 months, a total of $300 invested, you now own 8.5 shares. Now, if you take that $300 that you spent and you divide that by the 8.5 shares that you now own, your average cost is about $35.29 per share. Notice what happened. You didn't have to guess when the market was going to go down or when was the perfect time to buy that index fund. When prices fell, your $100 bought more shares. When prices went up, your $100 bought fewer shares. And that's dollar cost averaging, consistently investing the same amount over a period of time instead of trying to predict when is the perfect time to invest. And guess what? You never had to predict a perfect market. You didn't have to watch the financial news every day. You didn't have to guess whether the prices were going up or down. You simply stayed consistent. And that's the power of dollar cost averaging. So just like when you was buying that gas for $50, sometimes your $50 buys more gas and sometimes it buys less gas. You don't get upset when gas is cheaper. You actually benefit from those lower prices. The exact same thing happens when you are investing. When the stock market drops, your money buys more shares. And this strategy helps long term investors because when the market recovers, your shares are now worth more that you got at a discounted price. So don't be the investor that keeps trying to watch a certain index fund to try to wait till it gets down to a certain price before you start investing. You don't want to miss time in the market because the longer you are in the market, the more time you have for compound growth to work in your favor. Granted, the stock market goes up, the stock market goes down. And there's always a risk that you can lose your money. And dollar cost averaging doesn't eliminate that risk. What it does, it removes the emotion from investing. Instead of asking yourself every month, should I invest? That decision has already been made. It's automatic and it's consistent. You're building habits, and over many years, consistency is more powerful than being perfect or having that perfect timing. Don't worry about finding that perfect day or that perfect market crash. Focus on building the habit of investing consistently. Because the biggest mistake isn't investing on the wrong day. The biggest mistake is not investing at all. If you want to know more about how to open a brokerage account or know what type of funds to possibly invest in, you can check out my videos on ETF and on mutual funds. And also, if you are thinking about retirement and you want to grow your money tax free in retirement, you can check out my video on Roth IRAs. And don't forget, the more money you have, the more options you have. Thank you so much for taking your time out to watch this video. Please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to my channel, come on and join the university and subscribe. If this video was helpful, please share it with somebody else that it can help. And you already know. Until next time.